What I'd like to do today is I'd like to just tell you about how to set up ScreenFlow. What I've done this so far is I've clicked on it to record video from built-in iSight, audio from built-in input, and you can choose a built-in microphone if you want to, but I've got input there, and I've got it to record the computer audio. So let's just clear that out of the way for the moment because we don't need that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, we're going to pause recording, and as you can see you can just resume recording. It's quite easy. What we're going to do now is we're going to stop recording and go into the editing part of ScreenFlow. So here we are, ready to do some editing in ScreenFlow. And what we're going to do first of all is I'm going to show you how to bring other media into ScreenFlow. So let's just go into the Finder, and you can bring in maybe a picture. We're going to have a look at my Drobo and grab a movie to bring in. So the one where I was using Mercury Mover. My ScreenFlow document here. So what I can do is just drag this here and drop it into the timeline. I've dragged this item onto a track above the other tracks. So what's going to happen is that when we get down to here, it's just going to pop up. What you can do with this is to make the clip longer. So now that part is 15 seconds long. What you also might want to do is to add some transitions. So let's just go to this here and add a starting transition. So there you go, you can see how easy it is to add a starting transition. Once you have the transition in there, you can quite simply change the transition length so that it takes longer or shorter to go from one state to another. You may also change the type of transition from perhaps a cross dissolve to another one. There's quite a lot in the list available. The best transition to use is the cross dissolve, but there are other ones there if you want a special effect. Don't put too many special effects in there, otherwise it looks silly. But in this case, let's just show you what it's like with a cube transition. So let's just go back and just see what that transition now looks like. So there you go. You can see what effects that you have with your transitions. Now if you click on this little button here, we can go in and have a look at the clip inspector. I can change the duration of it. So if I want it to be shorter, I'd move that. If I want it to be longer, I'll move that. And if I'm happy with everything, its position and the length of it and everything else, I can lock it and it will not be able to be changed. Okay, so let's just close that for the moment, the clip inspector. And we'll add an ending transition to this. So there you go, I'll just change the length of the transition, and the cross dissolve is the one that's got used there again, and this time we'll change it for a ripple. So that's how you can add an extra picture or an extra movie to your timeline with ScreenFlow. What I'm going to do now, first of all, before I start making any changes to this, I'm going to do some cropping because I want this to be a certain size. The size that I work on is 1280 by 720. So let's just change that to 720 over there. Press tab. Now I've got my new size of window. And I've got to move that size of window up a bit. So I just chop off the bottom of the area that I'm recording. And click on apply. So let's move this clip and put it into the middle of the frame. ScreenFlow gives us some clues with those yellow lines where the middle is vertically and horizontally. So let's just change the size of it. So maybe what I'd like to do at the start of the movie is to have it fill the whole of the screen. I can change the size by using the slider in that panel to the right, or by changing the numbers, or with my MacBook I can use the 2-finger scroll on the trackpad and that will make it either larger or smaller. Oh, that's not pretty, is it? But still. So that's the starting point there. So let's have it so that the clip from the iSight camera fades off at around about 10 seconds into the movie. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to add a video action. And there's my video action down here, look. And it is selected. All I've got to do is change the size of it. So the video action there is going to last for 5 seconds. Now let's just go to the end of that clip and we'll change it to another transition to get rid of it. So now let's use the controls in that panel on the right to be able to resize that video so that it vanishes completely. So the next thing that we're going to do is to add a call out, and this is so that we can highlight a mouse click, for example. So there you go, our call out has been added, and with a nice little round area up there which highlights the particular area of the screen. The call out can zoom into that area too. So you can see now I'm highlighting it where it was I'm clicking, and you can change the size of the border as well. So the call out there is a bit too soon, so the thing to do is to go to where the click actually happens there, and then just move the call out along a bit. And so now you can see we have the call out in exactly the right position. And to get a smoother in and out transition of the call out, you can change the in duration and out duration. Here I'm using 0.2 of a second. And let's play it again, and you can see where we actually clicked in the application. So that's how to put in a call out, and that's one of the basics of using ScreenFlow. Another thing that's possible is to change the opacity of the background where you have the call out. So maybe you don't want it quite so dark in the background area. And you can also tell it to blur the background, and it helps to highlight the area that you have highlighted with your action. If you don't like the hard edge of the call out, what you can do is to change the feather of it, and that makes it smoother. So I've just showed you some basic things to do with ScreenFlow, and look out for another screencast where I'll show you how to do more things.